Hello, dear friends. Mónica Naranjo's Sobreviviré and Dúo Dinámicos Resistiré, which is an adaptation of Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, were my battle hymns years ago when I went through depression. I was also helped by Beethoven's symphonies because they are so powerful. Opinion piece. Regeneration. We will survive. How to fix the world. Socio-cultural anomalies. Transforming the earth. Recovering moral values. Cleansing the system of corruption. Rise above circumstances. Scientists create a synthetic black hole. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to run for president. Protesters storm BlackRock building in Paris. Let's start. In quotes, come and rise like blue smoke. Don't suffer anymore, love, as Mónica Naranjo sang in Sobreviviré. It is a song of overcoming and hope that invites the person suffering to find the strength to overcome their situation and move on, even if that means starting again from scratch. It is a metaphor for getting out of the situation that is hurting you. She is encouraged to stop suffering, suggesting that she has been going through a difficult time and needs to find the strength to overcome it. The expression tearing me apart can be interpreted as intense emotional pain that has led her to make a difficult decision. The person singing states that despite all that she has suffered, she will move on. She will look for a home in the rubble of her loneliness, suggesting that she is willing to move, or even if it means starting again from scratch. As we have already said, the song Vuela Alto, High Fly by Julio Iglesias talks about the importance of pursuing your dreams and goals and not being discouraged by the obstacles and criticisms you may encounter along the way. It refers to the idea that we should strive for great heights and not settle for mediocrity. The image of the seagull in the sea is used to symbolize the idea of settling for something small and limited. The second part of the phrase, people shoot to kill when we fly too low, is a warning about the criticism and negativity that can arise when we are not reaching our potential and settle for less than what we can achieve. In short, the song is a call to pursue our dreams with determination and not to let criticism and obstacles discourage us on the way to our goal. Regeneration. Regeneration is the rebuilding of a living organism by itself of its lost or damaged parts. To regenerate is to make someone abandon reprehensible behavior or habits in order to lead a morally and physically orderly life. Regenerationism is an intellectual concept with a tendency to regenerate in a community the moral and social values that are considered lost or diminished. Fixing the world requires a collective commitment to address global problems and promote humankind's well-being and sustainable development. This implies concrete action in areas such as equal opportunities, the promotion of peace and international cooperation, education and access to information, and support for innovation and creativity. War, terrorism and violence are problems that arise in many parts of the world. The promotion of dialogue, cooperation and peaceful conflict resolution are fundamental tools to achieve peaceful and stable coexistence in the world. A change of mentality towards solidarity is needed. which promotes greater individual and collective responsibility towards humankind. This can be achieved through education, outreach, and awareness raising, as well as through measures that promote environmental protection, social equality, and respect for human rights. Education and access to information are powerful tools for humankind's development and informed decision making. There is a need to ensure access to quality education and to promote access to information and technology in all parts of the world. In addition, there is a need for a revision and renewal of social and moral values, which must be more just, equitable, and respectful of cultural diversity and plurality of thought. Education and the promotion of ethics and social values are fundamental tools in this process. Other measures include the promotion of dialogue and international cooperation, the creation of opportunities for citizen participation, the promotion of mental health and emotional well-being, as well as the encouragement of innovation, creativity, and job creation in sustainable areas with positive social impact. In short, the regeneration of the world, society, and humankind implies a profound change in the way we think, act, and relate to the world and the people around us. This change must be led by individuals, organizations, and governments committed to sustainability, equity, and social justice. Reset news. White rabbit operations continue. The cycle is closed. There is no turning back. There will be echoes soon. The crazier people get, the closer we get to the finish line. The demons are doing everything they can to create chaos, unrest, and conflict. A collapse is coming that will change everything, says commentator Glenn Beck. Coalition operatives will prevent attempts to install a tyrannical world order. The collapse of the dark side's monetary system is the only thing that ends its reign. The plan is a massive information dissemination program aimed at exposing corruption and human rights abuses. Jean Decode says there is a new prison on the moon with transparent walls where they have a nice view of the Earth. Gisera initiates new banking system, restores financial privacy, and creates a new rainbow currency backed by gold, silver, platinum, precious metals, and diamonds. During the transition period, the Fed will be allowed to operate for a year alongside the Treasury to phase out the old notes. The light of this planet was dimmed by the false light of darkness. The serpent entered the Garden of Eden and hid in the snake pit. The false light deceived humankind into frequencies of fear, shame, and guilt. War of darkness and light between the reptilian bloodline of Satan and the human bloodline of Jesus. Economy. Oil posts its third weekly gain on OPEC Plus cut. Gold, silver, and oil are the three commodities to watch as changes take place. Bonds, in quotes, bonds are the best. Gold is good. Banks and big tech are bad, and jobs are ugly. Rights, zero edge. Banks offer promotions to secure customer deposits. Banks may soon start cancelling commercial credit lines. Central banks are preparing for a global sovereign debt crisis, according to Heresy Financial. Tesla and other electric vehicle stocks are getting crushed. The IMF estimates 5 difficult years ahead with economic growth at 3%. IMF says China must show it can meet global debt rollover rules. China plans a $500 million undersea internet cable that would connect Asia and the Middle East. Most banks are close to insolvency, says Nouriel Rubini. In the last week of March, Big Bank lost $129 billion in deposits, the biggest weekly outflow in history. More than 100 cyber criminals arrested in a national investigation. USA. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announces his 2024 presidential candidacy and will challenge Joe Biden for the Democratic nomination. The attack on Trump backfires on Democrats, as 83% of citizens believe it is politically motivated. Trump urges Republicans to cut funding for the FBI and Justice Department. Heavy rain fills California reservoirs, reversing draft. Florida Senate passes ban on transgender treatment for children. Transgender treatment for children. New Idaho law penalizes those who help minors get abortions with 5 years in prison. Europe. Demonstrators stormed the BlackRock building in Paris and the Grand Theatre of Bordeaux. BlackRock cannot wait forever to sell the assets of failed banks. Macron's restaurant is set on fire in another day of patient protests. The protests in France are now far from peaceful. More than 1,000 police and firefighters were injured in demonstrations and riots, the Interior Minister said. No wonder Macron is fleeing to China along with the President of the European Commission. Macron urges Xi Jinping to mediate between Russia and Ukraine. China calls for creating conditions for peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. Berlusconi suffers from leukemia and is undergoing chemotherapy. Hundreds of British police officers expelled for racist, sexist and homophobic behavior. Repression of YouTubers in Spain. Spanish opinion influencers are facing lawsuits for their political opinion, or else a blocking of their channel. It started with the spectacular arrest of Pedro Rosillo El Arconte and continued with the blocking of the channel Un Abogado contra la Demagogia. Freedom of expression becomes water under the bridge when personal opinions cannot be expressed. Americas. Tourism returned to normal in Machu Picchu. Judge orders the arrest of ex-President Toledo to be extradited to Peru. China supports Mexico in defending its independence and autonomy. The Chilean government announces the intervention in 30 communes of the country after the murder of a policeman. Argentina announces its return to UNASUR. Pensioners, one of the sectors more affected by Argentina's record inflation. The Honduran government denounces sabotage in the reactivation of a forest fire. Brazilian justice strikes a blow against illegal gold mining. Curious. Scientists create a synthetic black hole to discover a new type of radiation. Artificial intelligence in China helps people communicate with deceased loved ones. Russian scientists succeed in increasing the efficiency of solar panels. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.